Hello, loves, and welcome back to the Power for Good podcast, a space where we discuss how influential people are using their power for good, spiritual transformations, sobriety, recovery, wellness, mental health, all of the above. Today, I feel really inspired to talk about relationships, friendships, toxic relationships, and transformation, and really how to protect your energy as you go through transformation and how unexpected change comes about as you do go through transformation and how this changes relationships. It's a big topic, honestly, and it's really relevant right now for me. So it started really, honestly, as far back as when I moved from Los Angeles to New York and I was going to get my master's. And this was the first really big change. And I felt like I was really leveling up. And to be honest, I think sometimes people don't love when you level up, certain people. And I was really ready to stop partying. I was ready to stop partying so hard at that point. I always say my sobriety came in phases. So that was the first phase of sobriety. I was like, I'm ready to stop partying so hard. I'm ready to stop doing hard drugs. And I was just trying to level up a little bit. And there was people around me, they didn't like it. And then came the next phase when my next phase of sobriety came about. And in each phase of leveling up, I feel like I just lost more and more friends. But the realization came about that these weren't really friends. These weren't really people that cared about me. And the most recent realization within the past couple of years has been that these aren't bad people. For a long time, I was really offended. It's like, why are they not happy for me that I'm going to get my master's? Why are they not happy that I'm getting sober? Why are they not happy that I'm getting married? You know, if it wasn't that they were mad that I was moving, then it was other friends that they were mad that I was in a relationship. They were jealous that I was in a relationship that I didn't have time for them. And so as you grow, as you go through these different growths and transformations in your life and you level up or you're feeling good, there will be people that try to keep you down. And so for a long time I thought, damn, what's wrong with these people? You know, why aren't they happy for me? And why do they want to keep me down? What like, it seemed like some of these friends that I had, they were happier when I was depressed and I was angry, when I was like lonely, when I was throwing up in the toilet after having a really nasty night drinking. Uh, that's when some of these people were happy for me, rather than me being thriving in a relationship, about to be married. Then all of a sudden they disappeared. Then all of a sudden they're saying that, mean things to me or really just not supporting me. And so what's going on? Is it just they're after me or they're jealous of me? Or I had every theory in the book. But I finally came to realize what was really going on this past couple of years. And this came to me in my final stage of sobriety. I'm now 2 years sober. And I had the biggest realization when I got sober, because then I really started to offend people. This was my biggest change. And I thought, why is my sobriety so offensive? Why is me getting sober offending people? And why do they not want to be around me anymore? Why am I not getting invited places? What's going on? I made people feel uncomfortable. And the reason is not me. I had to stop taking it personal. And so I'm here to tell you that when you're leveling up, when you're making changes, when you're moving, when you're doing well, when you're getting a relationship, when you're getting sober, when you're getting healthier, when you're losing weight, whatever's happening in your life, there might be people that aren't going to be happy for you, and they might try to keep you down. They might try to keep you the same. And it's not because they're bad people. They aren't. It's because when you do these things, you become a mirror, and we are all here to reflect each other. And so I do believe that we are all mirrors. We're all constantly reflecting back to each other different things about ourselves. So when I got sober, for example, somebody who was still drinking a lot might have looked at me, and then they see themselves. And they see themselves and they're there with a big bottle of wine. And then they start to question themselves. And they say, well, Christina's not drinking anymore. Why am I here with this bottle of wine? What's wrong with me? Maybe I should stop drinking. Maybe I'm drinking too much. And so all these thoughts come up, all these questions come up. Maybe something's wrong with me. And that's very uncomfortable. And maybe that person was not ready for those questions, not ready for those thoughts, not ready to see themselves in that light. And yet, here I am, big ass mirror, reflecting back everything. And they're not ready. So what do? They run away or they get mad, uncomfortable, angry, or they try to change me back. Hey, where's the old you? Hey, I miss us. I don't have any messages of those I got. It was old pictures of me. I miss us. Oh, I miss this. I miss when we used to go out. And it's like, what do you miss exactly? You miss me being depressed. You miss me being completely miserable. Because that was the reality. But maybe they don't know that. They're not thinking about that. They're thinking about themselves. So too often we believe everything is about us. And in reality, I'm here to tell you, honey, it's not. Oftentimes it's all about them. So I realized that I had to just stop getting offended and had to have compassion and realize that there's a lot of people, they're not going to be ready to see what I'm showing them. And they're not going to maybe want to be around me. They're not going to be able to support me, be happy for me, or even be my friend anymore. And that's okay. And it doesn't mean they're a bad person. So you have to just let it go. Send them love. Let it go. And maybe eventually they'll come back around. Maybe you will meet up again and align, be on the same page at one point when they're ready, or maybe not. Maybe you've gone in different directions. Again, doesn't mean that you're better, they're worse. There is no better or worse. It just is. And that is okay.
Many of us live life disconnected from our bodies, feeling out of control and reactive. We lose control of our emotions, scream at our children, the dog, our partners, and this affects our lives negatively. It hurts our relationships and ultimately it hurts us. Breathwork has been one of the most powerful rituals that I've developed in building a better relationship with myself, my body, and my emotions. Through breathwork, I'm able to move from a reactive state to a proactive state, and this has positively changed my life, my relationships, my health, my career, and ultimately led me on a healing journey. So that's why I'm so excited to announce the launch of my new platform, Ray Rituals, a membership community that offers on-demand breathwork practices that you can integrate into your everyday life to energize, balance, and relax your mind and body while supporting you in healing. Through Ray Rituals, you can build a breathwork practice where you instinctually start to come back to your body and are able to process your emotions and release them. It's an unlearning of what the world has taught you, to push your feelings down, to distract yourself and keep going, but instead, to pause, to breathe, feel, and move. It's simple, it's quick, and it's effective. Join me and sign up for Ray Rituals. It's time to take your power back, one breath at a time, at rayrituals.com.
But the biggest realization is just that we're just reflecting back to each other. So you can just stop taking it personally and stop thinking it's all about you. So does that mean that you keep these people in your life and you try to keep them around or try to make them more comfortable or explain this to them? No. Because at the same time, we are trying to evolve, we're trying to level up. And so it's important to protect our energy as well. If it's a family member, if it's somebody you want to keep around, then you could try to make this work. You can try to make it work. I'm not saying you have to eliminate people completely from your life, but if you hang out with somebody, you have to ask yourself, if I'm around this person and I leave feeling completely drained, then maybe you should limit access. Maybe you should limit your time around this person. Because if you're trying to do well, if you're trying to grow, for my case, if I'm trying to stay sober, I just don't have that luxury of just having these kinds of people around that are just going to drain me and make me constantly feel bad. I don't want that. It's not even a luxury. It's just something I don't want. So you have to consider that and think about how can you surround yourself with people who are going to support you, who are going to build you up, who are going to make you feel energized. And I always ask myself that if there's, when I hang out with somebody, when I'm around somebody, how do I feel afterwards? Do I feel tired, energized, the same? What is my energy level going in and what is my level energy going out? And it's a very important thing to ask yourself. And I think that it's important for us to have reciprocal, energetic relationships in our life when we are trying, especially going through big transformations that require a lot of energy from us as well for recovery, sobriety, when we can get so easily triggered as well. It's very important. But I just thought it's really important to share this because I think it's something that's really unexpected that happens when you get sober and you think that your friends are going to stick around, or you even think that these people were friends, and you realize that maybe they weren't really as good of friends as you thought. And it can feel really disappointing. And so I think it's important to have that level of awareness to realize that it's really not about you. They're not coming after you. It's not malicious. And it's all about them. Everybody has their own journey, and we have to honor that. Let them go, let them have their own journey, or just let it be. And there's really no action to be taken except for just acceptance and compassion. And breathe. We're all on our own journey. Every journey is beautiful. And like I said, there's no better or worse journey. It just is. Everybody will come at their own time to wherever they're meant to be. I know there was many times in my life where I wasn't a good friend, or maybe I was that person trying to suppress and keep people down. When I was in active addiction, I was a really shitty person. That was the whole basis of why I started this podcast, Power for Good, to focus on how you're using your power for good, because boy, did I use my power for bad. I was very influential, pushy. I was always trying to get people to drink with me. If they didn't drink, then I would get really upset. It made me feel bad. And that was the biggest mirror for me, but I was not ready to look. And so I would push people to drink with me, to do drugs with me, to get blacked out with me. And when they didn't, I would get mad. I would get upset. I didn't want to hang out with them. But I changed. I came around. There's friends that stopped hanging out with me because of how pushy I was. And then I had my own evolution at my own time. But honestly, it didn't matter what anyone said to me at that time. My parents, tried to get through to me. I had friends. And it didn't matter really what anyone said to me. That's what's so interesting about addiction and alcoholism and the sober journey, is that it has to be on your own time. And change, though, is recovery. But I think change for anyone, it has to come from within. It doesn't matter what somebody says to you. If you don't believe it, and if you're not ready to hear it, you're not ready to see it, it's not going to happen. So until the moment that I decided and I was ready for my own change, it was a time for my healing journey to begin, because I decided it and it came from within, from my core, my heart. Then it was time. So you can't push people to go onto the healing journey with you, to evolve, to change, to be on the journey that you think that they should be on. You have to let them go at their own pace. This has been another hard lesson for me, because as I've continued to grow, I just want to bring everyone with me. And I realized that I can't, and I shouldn't. It's actually a disservice. It's a disservice to them, to their potential journeys that they could have. And it's a disservice to me. It's a suck of my energy, and you're taking an experience away from somebody that they could potentially have, or maybe that they will never have. But you have to accept that. But when they do get around, if it is part of their journey, wherever they may lead, it will be 100 times better, because it's true and it comes from their hearts. All you can do, and I'll leave you with this piece of advice, is just keep shining. Keep on your journey and fill your cup so full that it is literally overflowing. Overflowing with energetic deliciousness over the sides, that when you even walk into the room, it is so contagious, because it is so full. It is so vibey. You walk into the room, you're shining. Everyone is inspired. because you have filled your cup so full with so much vibes. Your healing journey is strong and you keep going and just focus on you. That's the only way that you can really help others is to continue focusing on you. And it will inspire those around you. It will inspire even people not around you. So that's my little rant for today. Sending love to you, to your friends, to those around you, to your lost friends, to your new friends, friends of the past, friends of the future. It's all good. Sending love.